In this video, we're going to talk about time management and the organization of your notes as you work in assignment with Guidebook Publishing. Two resources you'll want is your Policies and Procedures Manual and also the Black Presentation Binder. This document is inside the Black Presentation Binder. I'm going to go through the one that's designed for the Central Time Zone, but there's also one designed for the Eastern Time Zone. Depending on where you live will depend on which one is in that Black Binder. This is the best method that we have found so far on breaking up your time during the day in order to get the most sales appointments in. The easiest spot to start is in the morning. Focus on those phone calls. That's when you're more likely to reach a business decision maker actually at their desk. If you do reach them and they have time to have an appointment right then and explain to them it's a 5 to 10 minute appointment, you're so much more likely to get an appointment with them. If they can do it right then, do your presentation. If they need to schedule it for later in the day if they're available, because that's going to allow you to consistently keep working on phone calls and being more productive with your time. Otherwise, schedule them when they need, either in person or over the phone or a Zoom meeting. We have a bunch of templates for utilizing during email follow-ups. If you have a specific situation and you're wanting to get a template, let us know. Other sales reps will have ones that they can share. There's also some on your flash drive, but by grouping your emails together either around lunchtime or the end of the day, it's the same thing with answering the emails. You've got that better time management by doing it in blocks of time. Each evening, you do need to report your daily numbers. A lot of us go ahead and put a phone reminder for 5 o'clock every day, just so that alarm goes off and we go, all right, it's time for the end of the day. Let me report my numbers and we're good to go. As you work, make tallies on the different categories you need to report. And then as you're trying to figure out what lead sources should I work on different days of the week, we gave you an idea down at the bottom of this page, whether they're from the yellow folder, the ad history report, later in the week, just Googling items, when to follow up with different leads or from earlier in the week, those types of items. If you find something that ends up working better for you, share it. We'd love to learn and pass that information on to others. And then if you work on organizing your paperwork right before that all account executive meeting in the Central Time Zone or in the Eastern Time Zone, you can also fit in right before that all account executive meeting. You can fit in researching for the next week. That gets you all ready to go so that on Monday morning, first thing, you're starting off on working with reaching new people. There's multiple ways to stay organized on when appointments are happening at different times. Basically, you're making a work plan. If that's easier for you to do on a blank schedule that has the different times, do it. If you're a person that uses a Google Calendar, do it. You'll find yourself using an item more when you're already comfortable using that format to keep yourself on track. On page 16, there is that sample blank calendar and Black Binder. We just went over that weekly schedule. Some people, it's even a blank piece of paper that they're keeping track of items. Others use the research sheets we'll go over shortly. And we even have an Excel file to help keep things organized. The point is to keep track. That way you can always follow up with them and you can close those sales. The actual sales schedule item, you'll find blank copies of that in those Manila supply folders that we sent you in that supply box. As you need more, let us know and we'll get them to you. So let's talk about the actual assignment and how to manage and organize yourself as you work through those. We're going to be looking at pages 17 to 23 on that Policies and Procedures Manual. So page 17, it has a list of our top advertisers. We update this about every year to year and a half. What we suggest is you start by contacting these industries because they are the more likely ones to close sales. But by no means does that mean you can only contact these types of businesses. In fact, there's like 4 more pages of contact ideas in your Black Binder. We do ask, though, that within a given church's directory, we only have 3 of a specific category. You're not often going to find more than 3 funeral homes within that short geographic area around a church. But if you do, we ask that you limit it to just 3 and make sure that they're on different pages of the book. That's what's going to give the advertisers in the book the exposure that they need in order to make the ads value happen. Page 18 of the book is a great source of leads. Additional ones, the ones we've already talked about, things from even the grocery store magazines. When you're out shopping for groceries in your nearby area, those real estate agents and others can be great lead sources. There's also sources on this page on the internet and different websites to look at. Page 19 talks about phone scripts, and you are getting plenty of practice with that working your assignment. So we're going to jump over to page 20. This is social media. Read through the page. It gives you some suggestions of posts to make, with the idea being to go onto Facebook, go onto LinkedIn, go onto community bulletin boards online and post messages that you're looking for advertisers. Let the members of the church know you'll be out contacting them, so when they hear from a Brian, that's you. Make sure the church office knows all of the people in the church office so that no matter who answers the phone, they can go, oh yeah, I know Brian, they're working on our guidebook this week. As you use social media, you can also sometimes find contact information for business owners that isn't listed directly on their website by typing in their name and the business name. There's a video on other ways to utilize social media if you're wanting more information on that. Page 21 has the email templates, and then we're going to look in at organizing your research now. So the research sheets with time management, they're a great way to keep track of who you've called, your follow-up notes, and the ability for future reps to see who's been contacted. Some people like to do the printed research sheets, so we're going to go over to use them. But if you don't like handwriting out information or you love Excel, we're going to go through an option there as well. Use whichever one is easier and faster for you. And then at the end of your assignment, send back a copy of your notes so that we can keep them with that assignment to help the rep next year, which could end up being you. So it'll help you as well. So these are research sheets. Each one has space for 4 different businesses, and they're printed double-sided. Go ahead and put the parish information up top so that you know which one it's for, and the date. That gives us an idea of how old that information is getting. Don't feel like you have to fill out every single field of information on this contact section. Get the basics in there that you're gonna need: the business name, the contact name, and a phone and an email. You can look up from your original source the rest of the information as you need it. So as you're speeding through trying to fill these out so you can get more time on the phones themselves, do that. If you're using the Excel file, I'm going to show you putting that information into different columns so that you can sort by it and find the information when someone calls you back. This information column, it's there for your needs. Jot down information during an appointment that you need to remember. Highlight callback times so that you can find them quickly when flipping through and you don't have to read all of your notes. If you are doing that Excel file, make a column for calling them back so you can sort and know these are the ones I need to call today. And then the results column, it's again information that's useful for you. It doesn't have to be complete sentences. It could just be, here's the results. I sold them a color back cover quarter page ad, and highlight it once you know that all the ad copy is submitted so that you know it's completely done. So that's a quick concept of how you can utilize these research sheets. Let's go and look in at the Excel template. So you're going to find that on your flash drive directly in the main folder. We called it customer list template for assignments. When you open this as you're starting a new assignment, do file save as and save it with the book number. That way you're not overwriting the original file and you're having to go through and recreate this every time you work at church. The way we set this up is we took the categories from tons of our different lead sources and ideas on who our best advertisers are, and we've listed the category twice. By contacting at least 2 businesses in a specific industry, you're likely to get one of them. Sometimes you might have to add a third or a fourth contact in order to try to get them. The idea, though, is it allows you, as you're working the assignment, look through your ad history report and go, here's the name of the different business that's a cabinet company, their contact phone number, their email address, and I got it off the ad history report. The status for if it's coming from that ad history report could be something as simple as renewed. So that way you know you already have someone of that category in your book. You can utilize this however you need to. That's just a suggestion. That way you know there already is a cabinet person. But we've put enough categories and industries into this field that just by looking up 2 for each of them, you're at 200 different businesses that you're working on contacting during the assignment, constantly narrowing that list down to the results of getting advertisers. So I went over business name, contact, phone, and email. The source, your ad history report, a bulletin, Chamber of Commerce, grocery store magazine, Google search, some way that you remember where to go re-find that business if you need to. A status could be waiting on appointment. It could be already sold, do not contact, whatever note you need to put in there of what's going on. We put in a column for when you're next going to call the person, when you're next going to email the person, and a results column. Excel is as simple as clicking on a cell and you can type in the information. When you're done, you click the down button or click on a new cell and you're out of that. All of these are already set up for search. So right now it's alphabetical by the categories. If you have a bunch of business names in here and someone calls you back and they say, hey, I'm calling from ABC Plumbing, and rather than trying to search through here to find plumbing to then find them, click on this arrow, click sort A to Z. It would put all of the business names in alphabetical order for you, or you can hit Control F and it brings up the find in order to type in ABC Plumbing and find. So that's a quick Excel tutorial. If you need more information on Excel, go to YouTube. There are tons of videos that will help you learn how to utilize Excel. Again, you can also use the research sheets or whatever format is easiest for you on tracking the information. All right. Going back to that policies and procedures manual on pages 24 and 25. 24 is a reminder of the complimentary online advertising that we offer. There's an additional handout in your Black presentation binder as well. On Guidebook Publishing's website, the PDF of the book that we always host on Guidebook's website is the front guide section. Then we put stacked pages of ads. So it'll be several pages of guide information and then a page of advertisements. The back cover ads go closer to the top of our PDF document, so they're more likely to be seen more often as people scroll through, and then it works down in terms of pricing to the inside covers, center spread, inside page, and the benefactors on the order of where they're listed. And then the second part in our website, we list out each business's name. If we have a website that is put on the contract, it will link directly to that business's website, but you have to let us know what website to use on the contract. The other item we are going to talk about today is drop-offs. Think of it as a cold call. If you are in person doing an appointment with someone in like an outlet mall, go to the next couple of businesses and say, hey, I was just here talking to so-and-so. Is your owner here? Is your decision maker here? If they're not, have information that you can leave for them. This could be something like the church letter you're sent for all of your assignments, survey results, make sure your contact information is in there. You leave them a rate card, but make sure that you also get their business card information so that you can put them onto your research list and follow up with them. So that's in person. You can also do digital drop-offs in terms of sending someone an email. If you're struggling to reach them on the phone, it's a quick way of just attaching different documents to an email and then make sure that they're on your follow-up list so you're touching back with them. So that is today's extra training video on helping you to stay organized with your different notes and resources that are available.